beautiful place I once called home unfortunately isn't my home anymore, and I'll explain why. Just wanted to come on here and give an update about my life, and as you can probably guess from the title, I lost my cottage. I also unfortunately lost one of my dogs. I unfortunately had to leave Jinx behind, and this was by far the hardest thing I ever had to do. I'll explain what happened because the past year a lot has happened. So, long story short, the reason that I lost my cottage is because I ended my relationship, and I knew if I was to end my relationship, I would lose my home. It's probably also why I stayed longer than what was right or what was good for me, because I never had a super strong sense of home, and that place really felt like a home to me, like the first place that felt like that. So I did not want to lose that. It still is very difficult for me also to talk about. The reason I couldn't keep it is because my ex-boyfriend is Slovenian, I'm Dutch. We also have a significant age gap. He's 15 plus years older than me. The house is in Slovenia. He bought the house because that was just way easier like that. I have no chance of, fighting for the house, or I also don't want that. Like, I don't want to fight or anything like that, but yeah, I cannot, He doesn't want to sell it. He wants to continue living there, so that's basically it. We decided that he would keep Jinx and I would keep Zuko. At the time that I ended the relationship, I was in the Netherlands with Zuko. He was here with me, and Jinx was still with him. And all my stuff was still there, so obviously things needed to be arranged, and we decided that I keep one dog and he keeps one dog. That's basically what happened in a very compact version. Losing Jinx was also really tough on me. I raised her. I remember I was living on Ibiza at the time, and she was like 10 weeks old when we rented a place there, and I raised her there. I took her swimming. I took her, to all the nice beaches and on nice hikes. Like, it was really great. So I'm definitely very sad that I had to leave her behind. And what probably makes me even sadder is that I didn't really get the chance to say goodbye, because I haven't been there since all my stuff has been shipped to me. I didn't have the chance to say goodbye to my dog. So yeah, that's definitely very tough, and also losing my home is not easy. That's why I'm now building my Volvo, building it from the ground up, and I'll live in it, like, start traveling again, and hopefully next year I ship it to Australia and I'll travel Australia for a year. So I have some good things coming, but yeah, dealing with all this in the past couple months has definitely been very difficult to me. BetterHelp reached out to me to do a paid promotion, and that's why I decided to finally make this video. Therapy has helped me navigate some major life changes, and not only what happened in the past couple months, but also when I was traveling solo. I had some stuff happen that I will explain in the next chapter of this video that basically made me stop traveling. I got very anxious, very stressed out. I stopped traveling completely. And that's when I realized I needed external help to fix this issue so I could feel confident while traveling again. What is also a massive plus for me is that it's online, because I'm constantly traveling, I'm constantly bouncing around. So in my situation, it would be very difficult to go see a therapist in person. Like this, it's very accessible. Like, initial step to go into therapy, for me, it's easier like this. What I also really like is that BetterHelp checks if their therapists are qualified. I think this is extremely important as you're talking about someone's mental health, so you do want qualified people on board. And then if you're struggling yourself, like I struggled for a long time on my own, because I'm not someone who easily asks for help. There's nothing to be ashamed of. We all need a little help from time to time. If you find yourself struggling, or you just need someone to talk to, because you can get lonely out on the road when you're traveling and when you're dealing with different situations, different people. So if you're struggling or you need someone to talk to, you can click the link in my description and you'll get 10% off of your first month of therapy. So if you're struggling, I can highly recommend it. What also was really hard on me is that I stopped traveling for a while. Like, I absolutely love to do overland travel, off-road, you know, explore different places. And I did it for quite a while. I did it for like a year and a half already in my Land Rover, and then the car needed maintenance. And I kind of stopped traveling, but just the car needing to have maintenance wasn't the main reason. I kind of blamed it on that, but that wasn't really the reason why I stopped. On my last trip, so when I was up in Norway and I was going to return to the Netherlands from there, at night I heard footsteps, but I was parked in the wilderness, so to me it was like, might be an animal, a reindeer or something. I went to sleep, and then I woke up at like 1:30 a.m. and I heard like someone was like doing this. So I knew at that moment it was a human. There's no animal there that would make that sound. And on my Land Rover, you'll see here, I have this habitat. Someone started walking around the habitat and basically put his hand on the side of the habitat and just started going like this all around until he came. I have a door in the back, until he came to the back door and then yanked on the handle. He very clearly was trying to get in. I was really afraid. I panicked. I didn't have phone signal either. Really not a good situation. I was in the middle of nowhere. I followed some off-road trail. You know, there was nothing around there, no people, no nothing. So I had an ex and I had my dog, and I screamed at him. He wouldn't like go away. I would let the dog out and he didn't. So I let the dog out, and my dog Zuko immediately started like barking at him and kind of created distance between the guy and the car, because I cannot go from my habitat into the cab. I have to go out and around. So that's what I did. I started up the car and I started driving, and my dog knows that if I drive, he will run in front of the car, like 20-25 meters in front of it. So I drove off and then my dog ran with me. I drove away for quite a bit and then swung open the other door so my dog could jump into the cab. And then I drove out of there until I had signal and I called the police. It took a bit for the police to, you know, to come, because again, I'm in the middle of nowhere. They came, I told them what happened, where I was located. So they drove down that trail and the guy was actually arrested. They also asked me where I had been, and that afternoon I had gone to a supermarket and they went, you know, to check the camera footage there. And they saw that I was followed from the supermarket. So had been watching me for quite a while, and this honestly really terrified me. After all that happened, I just felt so stressed out. When it started to get dark, I wouldn't be able to sleep. I would just like wake up in the middle of the night being just frightened, even when there was nothing there. And it's why I stopped traveling for a while, because I just did not feel safe. I mean, I'm now building the Volvo, so I will start again. Definitely terrified me a lot and took a lot of the fun away from traveling for me. I am quite, you know, carefree. I like to go explore. I like to go to remote places. I don't like the campsites. I want to go to really remote places, but you know, if something happens there and I'm just alone, it's, you know, if the car breaks down, it's fine. But if someone wants to harm me or harm my dog, yeah, that just really sucks. Yeah, it's why I stopped traveling for a while. It's why I sought out help so I would get more comfortable, because it got to a point that even when I was in a hotel or an Airbnb, or if I was renting a place and I would be alone and it would get dark, I'd be so terrified. I'd be genuinely afraid. I had it in the cottage many times as well, because I spent a lot of time on my own there. And when it would get dark, I would freak out. I'd completely freak out, even though I had two large, very territorial dogs. I'd still freak out. I'd wake up in the middle of the night just panicking, and yeah, I couldn't travel like that. It was definitely really hard on me. I got help for that and it's much better now. So yeah, I want to start traveling again because it's my passion and it's what I love doing the most. It makes me happy and I need a new adventure, especially when I finish this car. I need to hit the road. Can't, you know, just be like, oh yeah, I built this car. Now just let it sit in the garage and that's it. So I'm definitely gonna travel once I have it finished. I have some super exciting mods that I'm going to do. I'm gonna do something with the gearbox and with the engine, which will massively improve it, but that's for another video. So see, it's not all bad. Like, even though I had a lot of stuff happen this year, also some family stuff, but it's not all bad. There's light at the end of the tunnel. So focusing on my project, it's really good for me mentally that I have something to focus on. And also just making the content, it helps me a lot. Just to stay focused, have something to do. Don't, you know, think about all the sad stuff all the time. Of course, sometimes I cry and I'm really sad when I think about my dog and everything. But yeah, it's good. It's good to stay focused and stay busy. I'm not a person that easily asks for help. I always try to solve it myself, but sometimes you do need need an extra hand. Otherwise, you might drop your third member, just like I did. If you're too stubborn and you're like, no, I can fix everything myself. But yeah, sometimes it's okay to ask for help. It's necessary sometimes, you know, to stay afloat and not drown in everything. But it's not all bad. A lot of good stuff has happened to me as well. So I moved back to the Netherlands with my dog. He's behind me on the couch in my newly built office. Yeah, I'm sitting under a heat lamp because I don't have the heater set up yet. But my office looks really cool. I built it together with my dad, and I also moved into a new garage. And I'll do like a proper video on this, but I think I can give you guys a small tour already. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at my office. Let's have a look at my garage, at the cars. You know, some positive stuff to end the video with. There's my dog, Zuko, on the couch. I got this, well, I didn't have to pay anything for this couch, which was nice. It was donated to me, but I got it just for him because he really likes to lie on the couch. Come here. Yeah. You like to be on the couch, don't you? Yes. And then here I have a second-hand fridge that I picked up. It's really nice. It cools really well. All the furniture, all the black furniture was gifted to me as well from the office next door because they were moving. The only things that I bought were the plants and the fridge. And I think I spent around 300 euros in total to build my office. I'll zoom out a bit so you can see it better. Like this, but yeah, I think it looks pretty decent. I still have to paint this wall and do some small stuff, but so far I'm really happy with it and I have a super nice place to work from. Even got like a coffee machine and stuff. My dog is enjoying the heat light, but yeah, very happy with it so far. Now that you've seen the office, let's have a look at the rest of the garage. My dog will stay in there, comfortable on the couch. So yeah, this is basically my dad's tools and stuff. Here you can see well. There is some Volvo stuff, ex-military stretcher. These were originally in the Volvo when they were used in service. Leaves, some old leaf springs, my mountain bike, some more Volvo stuff. And then from up here you can see my chassis, the axles, more axle stuff. This is pretty cool. We'll have a look downstairs as well. See, nice self-made stairs. So let's go downstairs. We're downstairs right now. We have a big door. I also love how high the place is. That's where my office is. Still need to finish this stuff as well. I love how high the place is because my Land Rover is quite high and it will fit well in here. We'll make a pantry, kitchen, toilet in here. It's my dad's Volvo. We coated the entire floor so that oil or any fluids just stay on top of it. You can see some water here. It doesn't absorb it, it stays on top. And this will also allow us to just rinse it out with a pressure washer, which will be very nice. So yeah, here's my dad's Volvo. By far the rustiest one we have because this is a civilian version, not an Alu-Zinc one, so the body was never treated. And you can see that these rust quicker, but it looks very cool. It's my T2 Neptune. Very cute. Is where I'm currently working on the Volvo. You can see chassis completely galvanized. It's looking very nice. Workbench is what I'm creating here. It will get a new top, so that's gonna be put on here. Is all my Volvo stuff. So front portals, front portals, back axles, wheel hubs, the diffs, front and back diff, front leaves, these are still good, so I don't have to replace them, bumper, axles, plenty of oil, all the steering components, you know, exhaust, fuel tank. This is a small tour, small quick tour of the garage. I'll do a proper one once it's finished. So a very small tour of the garage. I've also been really busy moving the past couple weeks. And I just like to end the video on a positive note, even though a lot has happened. It's not all sadness, I also have a lot of good things going. So yeah, again, thank you for watching and I'll catch you guys on the next one.